Good evening, friends. We're going to be doing a 20-minute bedtime yoga class today. Some postures to help you release tension and soothe the body and mind so that you can have a nice, deep, restful sleep. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your family and friends, anyone who might need a good night's sleep as well. You won't need any props for this class. Maybe you want to wear some socks and a nice cozy sweater. And other than that, your yoga mat or a soft surface. Let's get started. Hi, y'all. We're going to start this bedtime yoga class standing just for a moment so that we can come down into a squat. So find your feet underneath your hips, a little bit apart. And first, we're just going to take a settling breath. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, hands at heart center. Okay. You're going to take your feet a little wider apart so that you can come into this squat. So as wide as you feel comfortable to come down. Toes pointing out just a little bit with heels coming in. Also, if you do have a block, if you feel like you're going to need some support for your sit bones when you come into the squat, just have it ready nearby. Okay, so with feet wide, we're going to take an inhale to reach up again. And exhale, hands at heart center as you start to bend into the knees and sink your hips down towards the back of your legs, towards your heels. Elbows come inside of the knees. And you can take the block again underneath your sit bones and just sit right onto it. Otherwise, you're just hovering above the mat. And just take a moment here. Maybe you can sort of sway side to side, take your knees rocking back and forth. Feel that opening across your hips and your inner thighs, releasing out any tightness or tension. Feeling your shoulders sink away from your ears, relaxing your jaw, maybe closing your eyes. Finding a moment of stillness as you breathe into this pose. You have the block, you can start to release it and use your hands back behind you to help you come into a seat. And you're facing forward on your mat. You have your feet coming together, your knees opening out to the side for butterfly pose. Maybe you can take small flaps of your butterfly wings, feeling the mobility coming into your hips a little more. Tall spine, smooth breaths. Coming to stillness in your knees. And we're going to take some twists. First to the right side, release your hands from your ankles. Inhale, reach up, long spine. Exhale, twist to your right. So your left hand comes to your right knee. Your right hand presses down into the mat behind your low back. Shoulders settle down. Your gaze off to the side, or maybe gently looking over your shoulder behind you. Feeling the soft squeeze of the shoulder blades towards each other and an opening across the front of your chest. And breathing smoothly and deeply in and out of your nose. Another couple of breaths here. And then an inhale. Exhale, release back to center. Facing forward. And then reaching up, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the other side. Right hand to left knee, left hand gently pressing behind your low back. Relaxing your knees towards the ground. Gazing behind you or simply out to the side. Full breaths in. Long breaths out. Your spine extending tall right over your hips. Last couple of breaths. And inhale. Exhale, releasing back to center, facing forward, relaxing the shoulders and the knees again. Going to fold forward. Last thing in our butterfly pose. Reach up. Breathe in. And exhale. Bring your hands out in front of you. Keep your chest lifted and your spine tall at first, wherever your hands might reach. You can keep your tall spine, pressing into the hands. Take an inhale, lifting through the heart. And then exhale, leaning forward through your chest, reaching your fingertips a little bit further as you round over. Your head might rest onto your feet. You could start with a block underneath your forehead, forearms settling into the ground, knees sinking towards the mat. Nice stretch into the low spine and further into the hips and thighs. You feel the breath expand into your belly, your back, your chest, your shoulders. Softening your jaw, softening your forehead. If you used a block, noticing if you feel able to release it away so you can go a little bit deeper, maybe reaching your fingertips a little further. Last couple of breaths here. And then gently rolling back up, hands sliding towards your legs. And when you're sitting tall, bringing your knees together and coming onto hands and knees to take our cats and cows. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread wide, neutral spine to start. Just with a little shifting side to side in your hips, and then starting to circle around your wrists in one direction and then the other. Coming to stillness for cat and cows. Inhale, drop the belly, tilt the tailbone up and the chin. Gaze towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, round your spine, lift your belly up and in, tuck your chin into your chest, press into the hands and the shins, and then drop the belly, cow pose. Inhale. And exhale, rounding for cat, making this kind of wave movement through your spine. Continuing back and forth for a few breaths. Just moving intuitively, however feels good. And take any other kinds of movements that allow you to loosen out and relieve your spine of any knots, any tightness and tension. And taking one more round of cat and cow. Back to neutral tabletop, setting up for melting heart pose. Just making sure you're shifted back a little on your mat so you have room out in front of you to bring your hands forward, coming onto your forearms, and then starting to bring your hands a little further forward so that you can rest your head onto the mat. Your knees are right underneath your hips. And if you're starting to feel settled, you can just let your arms reach out a little bit further so they're kind of long, keeping the forearms resting to the mat. Pelvis tucked up and in so you're not dropping the belly too much or tilting the tailbone up. Tuck it in and just a couple more deep breaths, trying to relax as best you can through the shoulders, through the arms. One more breath here. And then starting to walk your forearms back so that you can lift your head. Coming into child's pose, so you can walk your knees in a little, open them out to the sides as wide as you're comfortable with, toes to touch. Send your hips back towards your heels, forehead rests into the mat again as your fingertips reach out to the upper edges of your mat. Feel the length through the side of your body. Feel the expansion as you inhale down into your belly and your low spine, into your chest and your shoulder blades. Settling into child's pose. If you feel you want to go any deeper, you just inhale to reach your fingertips a little bit longer out in front of you. Exhale to sink your hips back. Couple more deep breaths. And you'll start to walk your hands back a little bit so you can lift your hips away. Briefly into a tabletop again. Down to your forearms. Hands towards the top of your mat so you can extend your legs behind you and come down into Sphinx pose. A deeper back bend will mean that your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Your feet might be a little closer together. If the compression in your low spine is too intense, open your feet a little wider and walk your hands a little further forward so that you're not arching your spine just as much. Gazing forward as the shoulder blades sink down the back. Inhale to expand through the belly and chest. Exhale to settle in to the mat. You might close your eyes or gaze softly out in front of you. If you feel that your shoulders are coming up into your ears, you're kind of sinking down into your chest, just do a little gentle press to keep your chest a little lifted and the shoulders lifting away from the ears lifting away from the shoulders. In the last couple of breaths, if you want to go a little deeper in your back bend, you can walk your hands back a little to press into the palms and lift your forearms away from the mat for seal pose. Soft elbows. 2 more breaths. Shoulders sink away from the ears again. Inhale. Exhale, forearms down if you did that. Chest coming down, forehead coming down as you open the elbows out to the side. When your forehead is down on the ground, interlace your fingers and take your hands around the back of your head so your elbows settle down to the sides. Notice if you're squeezing your glutes, try to relax that. Maybe you just shift your hips a little from side to side. Superior pose now, breath flowing gently. A soft pressure in the forehead on the mat. Feeling that your body is relaxing more and more as you get closer to your resting time, soothing your body and mind for a long sleep. Couple more breaths. Releasing your hands away from your head. And you're going to roll onto your back, so you can just press yourself onto one side so that you can roll over right from front to back. Notice if you need to adjust yourself on the mat. Bring your knees towards your chest. Just do a little bit of rocking so that you can settle your low back and your shoulders into the ground. And then release your arms by your side and extend your feet up towards the ceiling. You don't have to lock your knees. Keep a soft bend there as your toes melt down towards your face and your heels look up towards the ceiling. Legs up the wall. Blood flow coming down from your feet into your legs, allowing it to reach more into your heart space. Very soothing posture to do before bed. You can have the eyes gently closed. Focus on your breath. And then start to bend into the knees towards the chest again. Arms come inside the knees so you can catch the outer edges of your feet and then lift your heels towards the ceiling for happy baby. Knees are sinking down towards your armpits, and then you could start to rock a little side to side to massage the low back and the shoulders. You could come to stillness and stretch out one leg to the side. Nice lengthening for your hamstring. So you press out through that heel, extending the foot more towards the ground maybe. And then bending the knee back in and taking the other foot, extending out to the side, opening across the inner thigh and hamstring. That knee comes back in. You could do both. Feet out to the side, opening as wide as you're comfortable. You can always have a nice bend in your knees. Maybe you're rocking again a little bit. And coming back to a neutral, happy baby. And then knees to chest. Releasing your feet to the mat. We're going to take a supine twist. You can either keep your knees together or cross your left knee over your right and open your arms to the side a little so that you could shift your hips over to the left side and drop your knees over to the right. So you're coming onto the outer edge of the right hip, and then open your arms out into a T shape. Make sure that both your shoulder blades are settling down into the mat. If you need, you can put a block under your knees to support you. You can also take a gaze the opposite direction of your knees over to the left side. A couple more breaths here. Any tension or tightness you feel, send your breath down into that space and imagine that you can create some expansion and space to release it. Two more breaths. Lift your gaze up if you look to the side. Gently release the crossing of your legs if you have that done, bringing your feet and your low back into the mat, middle of the mat again. And now you can cross right leg over left, or again, keep the knees stacked, shifting your hips over to the right. as your knees drop to the left. Shoulders settling into the ground, finding where you want to have your gaze. Perfectly fine to do each side a little bit differently depending on how your body feels. Tune in and listen. Just trying to do something nice and soothing and relaxing for your body before you go to sleep. So there's no performance here, nothing to really achieve other than finding a calm breath. 2 more inhales and exhales here. Taking your gaze up, lifting your knees and uncrossing your legs, low back into the mat, knees into the chest, this time trying to wrap your arms around your legs as much as you can, and forehead towards your knees. Give yourself a big squeeze. Take an inhale. Exhale, sigh out and drop your head to the ground. Release your feet, extend your legs. Let your arms settle into the ground, into the mat. You might put a blanket or some socks on, or maybe just take a moment without having to do anything. You're about to get into bed anyway, right? Just a brief shavasana, feeling your body becoming heavy, sinking into the mat, soft along the face and the jaw, the tongue resting in the bottom of your mouth. Natural flowing breath now. Nothing more to control or do. Imagine that you're floating on a cloud that can support you, like a fluffy, warm, cozy pillow floating in the sky. Drifting over the earth with the stars overhead. Feeling a wave of peace washing over you. And just like the clouds, thoughts may drift into your mind and pass over, floating away, becoming more still, more quiet, ready for a deep and restful sleep. I do hope that's what you have tonight. Sweet dreams. See you next time. Good night. All right, go get in bed and have a really nice sleep. Remember to like this video and comment how you feel now. Let me know if you had a good rest, and I look forward to seeing you next time.